Well, hello, good people, and welcome back to Wes's Kitchen. I am Wes, your creative culinary connoisseur, and today I'll be sharing yet another recipe for easy to make green beans. This recipe was one that I used for this past Thanksgiving, and I was given the task of making a tasty green bean dish that contained no pork products and that took it very easy on the sodium. And to that, I said challenge accepted. This green bean recipe was one I would consider to be a level 2 recipe, and I would mark it that level because it takes a little more effort and skill level to make this dish. Now, if you saw my first video, then there were some differences in the ingredients, such as the first video called for a whole stick of salted butter with two 14.5 ounce cans of regular Swanson chicken broth and a pack of bacon bits which have a high level of sodium. Well, for this recipe, I'll be using the packet of Lipton Onion Soup mix, which costs $2 a box, a 32 ounce container of Swanson's reduced sodium chicken broth, which costs $2.99. I'll be using a half a stick of salted butter. I'll use 3 smoked turkey legs, which cost a little over $5, and they pack a nice flavor, and I'll be using some of my trusted liquid smoke. Now, you might notice that instead of using the 101 ounce can of Kroger string beans, I have several small cans of Del Monte string beans, and in my opinion, the Del Monte brand has the best quality green beans. But unfortunately, very few stores sell their 101 ounce can. The box in this video holds 8 cans of green beans for a little over $8, but you only need 7 out of the 8 cans for this video, because 7 cans equals 101 ounces. So all in all, this dish will run you anywhere between $16 and $20, depending on which ingredients you already have. But this dish will feed anywhere between 10 and 15 people. So let's move on to the recipe. I start this recipe off by putting my pot on the stove and turning the temperature on high. As the pot is heating up, I pour the carton of chicken broth into the pot, and I patiently wait until the pot comes to a boil. Once the pot has reached a boil, I remove my smoked turkey legs from the package and I place them into the pot, making sure that the turkey legs are on an even surface and they're partially submerged in the broth. When this is done, I put a cover on the pot and I reduce the temperature to low, and I let the pot do its thing for about an hour. After the hour is up, I take the cover off the pot and I transfer the legs to a plate for the time being. Once the legs have been transferred to the plate, I pour my pack of Lipton Onion Soup mix to the pot, as well as a half a stick of butter, and I give it a stir and I turn the temperature up back to medium high. Now here comes the fun part. Because the turkey legs have been cooking for about an hour, the meat has been tenderized so I can shred it. I take 2 forks, shred as much meat as I want to transfer back to the pot, and once I'm finished shredding the meat, I take the bones, I put them in a plastic bag so I can put them in the freezer and use them to cook other dishes at a later date. Now, as the pot comes to a boil, I drain the 7 cans of string beans of their liquid, then I dump all 7 cans of string beans into the pot. This step is a tad bit tedious, but in my opinion, the quality of the beans make it well worth it. Now, unlike in my first green bean video, for this recipe, I want to keep some of my broth while cooking the green beans. So for this, I put the cover back on the pot and reduce the temperature back to low and allow them to cook for another hour. After the hour is passed, I take the cover off the green beans, I give them a good stir, and I add my dashes of liquid smoke to the pot. And that's all to it. Now, if I had used my normal amount of butter and sodium in this dish, I would have probably added potatoes to the pot to cut down on the richness of the dish. But overall, my health-conscious guests were pleased with how the green beans turned out, and I was glad that I could share this recipe with you. But this marks the end of my video. How did you like my recipe? Have you ever made green beans this way? And if so, how did you like them? Feel free to leave all comments below in the comment section, and I'll be sure to reply to everybody. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Peace.